Is your chair slowly killing you? I've been working at 3 corporate 9-to-5s for the last 4 years, and I even left. This video is for those of you who are near the end of their student life, or just starting their work life. If you are still somewhat healthy, you will be surprised to know what is about to happen to you in a couple of years. When you get your first job, you'll notice that a lot of changes are happening to your lifestyle all at once, similar to puberty. The biggest change that your physical self will face is the amount of sitting that you will do. In the next 5 years, you will do more sitting than you did in the last 10 years of your life. If there is one thing every co-worker from every department has in common, it's sitting. You sit when you are busy. You sit even harder when you're trying to look busy. Every month, does it feel like your belt is getting a little tighter and tighter when you sit down? Do you feel bloated or sleepy after lunch? Ever felt one shoulder suddenly hurt for a few days? Are you not posting pictures on your social media because you're not confident anymore about how your looks have changed so much? If these problems sound familiar, then watch till the end, and I'll tell you what's causing these and what these are symptoms of. Imagine you got your first job. Take some extra time. It's hard to find one these days. Office workers may find themselves snacking at their desk throughout the day, which often means that empty calories are being taken in but are not burned off. For people who have a demanding career, finding the time to eat healthy meals and snacks may not be a priority. The average desk worker works for 8 to 9 hours a day, of which 6 to 7 hours is spent sitting, but it doesn't end when you get home. Watch a lot of TV? Surf the web for hours on end? You're more likely to be overweight or obese if you do. If you exercise every day, that's good, but it won't make a huge dent in extra weight you gain as a result of too much screen time. As your body relaxes in a resting and seated position, the metabolism naturally slows down. Calories are burned at a far lower rate when most of the muscles are not in use, and you end up gaining weight. At the same time, as you get older, you have slower metabolism. With a lower BMR, your body burns fewer calories throughout the day. This can make it easier to gain weight if you continue to consume the same number of calories you did when you were younger. Your odds of diabetes rises. Sitting for extended periods can negatively impact how your body processes fats and sugars. This can contribute to insulin resistance and ultimately type 2 diabetes. Please consider clicking the subscribe button and leaving a like on the video. I'm not earning anything from YouTube, but animations like these take at least a month of full-time work to make, especially for a solo creator like me. This is my first video, and your subscription will help me go a long way with this channel. Each hour you spend sitting shaves 21.8 minutes off your life expectancy. Of course, there's some variation in this. If you're lucky, the reduction might be as small as 0.3 minutes. And if you're not, it could be as big as 44.7 minutes. It isn't clear why, but doctors think sitting may change the way your body reacts to insulin, the hormone that helps it burn sugar and carbs for energy. What really surprised me was when the data began to show that people who sit longer are more prone to hypertension, even depression, breast cancer, prostate cancer, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. Another hidden danger of sitting too long is deep vein thrombosis, which is a clot that forms in your leg, often because you sit still for too long. It can be serious if the clot breaks free and lodges in your lung. You might notice swelling and pain, but some people have no symptoms. That's why it's a good idea to break up long sitting sessions. Swelling in the ankles, feet, and legs, known as edema, is often caused by a buildup of fluid in these areas due to sitting too long. This is commonly seen in pregnant women. If you are a male viewer, you can rest assured you're not actually pregnant, you're just lazy. Lounging or slouching wrecks your back. The seated position puts huge stress on your back muscles, neck, and spine. It's even worse if you slouch. Look for an ergonomic chair. But no matter how comfortable you get, your back still won't enjoy a long sitting session. Unlike some of your colleagues, if you happen to have a spine, get up and move around for a minute or two every half hour to keep your spine in check. How long is too long? A typical office job will have a worker sitting at their desk for at least 8 hours a day, 5 days out of the week. Between work and home, some people are actually spending as many as 13 hours each day sitting. It may seem perfectly fine to get home from a long day of work and unwind for a few hours, deciding what to watch, before unfolding your upper body and falling asleep. But that only contributes to the amount of time spent sitting. You burn 50 fewer calories per hour when sitting. Standing just half of that time means you'll burn an extra 1,000 calories each week without changing your diet or exercise. Reduce sitting by 50% for a year, and that's about 50,000 extra calories burnt, the rough equivalent of running 15 marathons. There was a survey of the characteristics and general health of office workers published online July 31st, 2017. The respondents spent an average of 6.29 hours of an 8-hour working shift in a sitting position. The results showed that 48.8% of the participants did not feel comfortable with their workstations. 73.6% felt exhausted during the workday. 6.3% suffered from hypertension, and 11.2% of them reported high cholesterol. The results showed that 53.5% experienced neck pain, 53.2% experienced lower back pain, and 51.6% experienced shoulder pain. These results indicated that long sitting times were associated with exhaustion during the working day, decreased job satisfaction, hypertension, and musculoskeletal disorder symptoms in the shoulders, lower back, thighs, and knees of office workers. The data shows a shift in energy expenditure of individuals while at work declined from 1960 to 2010, which has been associated with a decrease of 100 calories per day, which in turn account for as much as 80% of the average increase in body weight among the working population during this same period. The findings of some studies indicated that for each 2-hour increment in sitting time, the risk of obesity and diabetes increases by 5% and 7%, respectively. Another outcome of a sedentary lifestyle is premature death. The World Health Organization, WHO, 2013, estimates that 3.2 million people worldwide die prematurely each year due to a sedentary lifestyle. Studies have shown that people who spend almost all of their working time in a sitting position have a 1.4 times greater chance of premature death after 12 years than their counterparts who sit for a shorter time at work. In a sitting position, the spine deviates from a normal shape to an S shape, causing extra pressure on the spine but less pressure on the lower extremities. In contrast, in a standing position, the spine retains its normal shape and bears less pressure, but the lower extremities receive more biomechanical pressure due to the body's weight. As long as these considerations are kept in mind, sit-stand workstations can reduce the harm of both positions. In a different study, researchers analysed 13 studies of sitting time and activity levels. They found that those who sat for more than 8 hours a day with no physical activity had a risk of premature death similar to that posed by obesity and smoking. However, unlike some other studies, this analysis of data from more than 1 million people found that only 60 to 75 minutes of moderately intense physical activity a day countered the effects of too much sitting. Other studies have found that for people who are most active, sitting time contributes little to their risk of death. But I assume most people are obviously not watching this video from the gym. One solution is to work more movement into your day. Stand up and stretch every half hour or so. Touch your toes, take a stroll around the office, stand at your desk for part of the day. The impact of movement, even leisurely movement, can be profound. For starters, you'll burn more calories. This might lead to weight loss and increased energy. Also, physical activity helps maintain muscle tone, your ability to move, and your mental well-being, especially as you age. Even if your colleagues throws a hidden chuckle, seeing you do a squat or stretch at the middle of the workday, it's fine. If they are still sitting and laughing, they won't be a problem for too many years. If you are seeing this because a friend or colleague sent this to you, then now is the time to think whether they thought it was interesting, or are they just trying to tell you that you're getting fat?